So there's something happening in the Sahel that a lot of people are talking around and very few are talking through. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, three countries that were once treated like separate problems are now moving as one political and security bloc. They're calling themselves the Alliance of Sahel States. This week, they didn't just hold a summit. They announced large-scale joint military operations and launched a 5,000-strong unified force. They also unveiled a joint television network and plainly said, no country or interest group will decide for us anymore. For those that do not know me, my name is Timothy and I run a WhatsApp group for the Black Diaspora, a space where we study the moves the world makes around us. Every day we break down global shifts, political patterns, and the power play shaping Black futures everywhere. I also publish long-form essays and articles expanding these ideas beyond social media, and we host a live Zoom meeting every last Friday of the month. All links are in the bio. For West Africa, this is a reordering of power. For decades, regional security was outsourced to ECOWAS frameworks influenced by external partners. These included French military deployments and Western security doctrines. Now, three Sahelian states have stepped outside that architecture entirely. They've withdrawn from ECOWAS, they've expelled longtime partners, and they've chosen coordination over compliance. This creates a new regional reality. Borders that were once porous only for insurgents are now coordinated militarily. Intelligence sharing happens within the region, not upward to Paris or Washington. And security decisions are framed as sovereignty, not stabilization missions. Whether this succeeds or fails, West Africa can no longer pretend the Sahel is business as usual. The center has shifted. So what does this mean for the continent? Because this is not just about three countries. This is Africa watching an experiment in collective defiance. For years, African sovereignty was conditional. You can govern, but only within approved limits. You can choose leaders, but not security partners. You can be independent, but not disobedient. The AES challenges that model. This sends a signal to other African states that regional blocs don't have to be built around donor comfort, that political risk can be shared, and that failure doesn't have to be faced alone. Now, what does this mean for Western access to African resources? The Sahel is not poor. It is resource dense. Uranium, especially in Niger, gold in Mali and Burkina Faso, agricultural land, and strategic transit corridors. When the general says, we have put an end to occupation forces, he's not just talking about soldiers. He's talking about leverage. Because when African states control their own security, they can renegotiate mining contracts, export terms, who processes raw materials, who sets prices, and who owns infrastructure. That is deeply unsettling to Western interests. Not because Africa is hostile, but because Africa is unpredictable. And unpredictability is bad for extraction. And that's why the Alliance has also launched an AES television. Because power today is not only bullets, it's story control too. Who explains instability? Who defines success? Who labels resistance as terrorism and compliance as stability? When Mali's leader says the Sahel is not structurally poor, but rich in agriculture and minerals, he's not being radical. He's threatening a story that justifies external control. Let's be clear, this path is risky. Military governments must still answer to civilians. Traoré calling this moment a black winter is not drama. It's preparation. It's preparation for economic pressure, narrative attacks, and destabilization attempts. Africa has seen this movie before. This moment forces the continent and the diaspora to confront something honestly. Is sovereignty about making the right choices, or about finally having the freedom to choose at all, even when the choice is dangerous? Because for the first time in a long time, African states are not asking for permission. They're acting, and the outcome, good or bad, will be African-owned. So I'll leave you with a question. If African countries control their own security narratives and alliances, who really loses access, and who really gains leverage? Let's move.